Hi, I'm Mitch Gallagher, and this is Sweetwater's iOS Update. This week, we're joined by a very special guest. We have Craig Knudsen, marketing consultant and software developer for Yamaha.
Absolutely, and you pronounced the K, so I feel great.
Well, I'm from North Dakota, so they all have Ks up there, right? Great to see you. Thanks for coming in.
Too.
Appreciate you being here.
Absolutely.
And you're going to show us 3 free apps from Yamaha that work with any keyboard, but of course they integrate extremely well with Yamaha's keyboards. But some really cool stuff you have for us.
Yeah, looking forward to showing NoteStar, which is an audio-based app along with real audio backing tracks and lead singers, developed by Hal Leonard, the largest music publisher in the world, and Yamaha. It's an audio-based app, wonderful digital sheet music. A thing called Piano Diary, which is a MIDI-based app that allows you to essentially take MIDI files that you create on any MIDI keyboard and send them to the cloud, and this app converts the MIDI to audio in the cloud. That's pretty wild. And then finally, there's a thing called Visual Performer, where MIDI-based, again, any MIDI keyboard, play notes on the keyboard, and it creates graphics on the screen. A lot of fun.
Outstanding.
Yeah.
Well, you're also a great piano player, so we're looking forward to hear you doing some playing with these apps. And
I'll noodle around a little bit.
Let's let you take it away.
All right, sounds good.
Thanks again for coming in.
Thank
I appreciate
you.
it.
All right, let's get started with NoteStar. NoteStar is a joint venture between the largest music publisher in the world, Hal Leonard, and Yamaha, the largest musical instrument manufacturer in the world. NoteStar initially looks like it might be just a digital sheet music app with a gorgeous store. The store is great. You've got pictures of Elton John and the Beatles and Billy Joel and Alicia Keys, a Yamaha artist, by the way. But where it gets interesting is once you've opened up a piece of digital sheet music, you can do things you would expect to on a digital sheet music app. You can change pages by swiping it. I can do it in landscape mode or portrait mode. I can do a variety of different sizes of sheet music. No surprise here. I can even change keys after I've purchased the piece of sheet music, which is very nice, a little bit unusual. But where it gets interesting is this sheet music has a play button. And if we hit the play button, you actually get a lead audio singer with actual band backing tracks. And the idea is this is the closest thing to an in-band experience that someone might get because you're playing along with an actual band. Now I'm going to let it play the piano part initially. That's no fun. I want to play the piano part. Go to the gears here, shut off the piano keyboard, and now I'm playing along with Bruno Mars. In this particular arrangement, a little farther out, the rest of the band comes in. There we go. Now you might say at that point, what about changing speeds? What about changing keys, even though these are audio files? Well, sure enough, Hal Leonard and Yamaha have figured out how to change the pitch and the speed of these audio files. Let's do an example of this. Let's slow things down a little bit with Susan Boyle in Les Mis. Right now the sheet music is in E flat. I'm going to let her start singing initially in E flat. Go.
I dreamed a dream in time gone by.
Susan's sounding pretty good today.
When hope was high and life worth living.
All right, now I'm going to stop Susan right there. We're going to go to the pitch. We're going to bring everything up a half step. You notice the sheet music has gone up the half step, and so has Susan.
I dreamed that love would never die.
So play any of these files in any key that you want. What about changing the speed? When we're learning how to play the piano, of course, we want to speed things up, slow things down. We've got Little Richard here at regular speed. All right, hold on, Little Richard. I need to slow you down there. Let's do about 3/4 speed. Same key. Still in F. All right, let's go to a half speed here. Let's really slow it down. Sounds like Bill Cosby singing Tutti Frutti, but it's still in F. All right, so this app is really an amazing app. NoteStar is a digital sheet music app that allows you to play along with a lot of your favorite artists. You can change the pitch, you can change the speed, and it can be done audio out. Technically, you can do this with an acoustic piano as long as you hook up your iPad to some speakers, but it's really nice to have an instrument that has auxiliary inputs so that you can listen and play to the music that's coming out of the same instrument or same speakers that you're playing on. So that's NoteStar. It's a free app with in-app purchases at the same price as sheet music, about $3.99, but it's sheet music that comes along with audio backing tracks and a lead vocal singer. Enjoy. Well, let's talk a little bit about Piano Diary. It's a free app from Yamaha that works with any MIDI instrument that allows you to measure and keep track of your piano performance and share your results on social media like YouTube. It'll convert the MIDI file to audio in the cloud. Amazing for a free app. So let's open up Piano Diary here. And you'll notice if I try to hit record to record my performance, it complains. It says, you need to have a MIDI interface. Well, this is an IMX1 from Yamaha that comes out of the bottom of the iPad and connects to your MIDI instrument. So if we turn on Piano Diary now, it'll flip around. Notice it says MIDI accessory connected now. If I go ahead and play notes after pressing record, I can talk while it's recording because this is a MIDI performance that's being recorded. It's more measuring which notes I'm playing, the order in which I play the notes, how long or how short I'm holding them down. If I stop it and play it back, it'll play this instrument live via MIDI. Now that I've disconnected MIDI, let's turn it over and listen to what this sounds like coming out of the app so that you can hear it. Let's plug in the audio. Now we listen to what we recorded, but this app now allows me to switch sounds. I can switch it to an electric piano sound. I can change the reverb of the unit, add chorus. All right, I've got my masterpiece done. At this point, I could say, let's name this song called Sonata. And it's my favorite song. All right, and I'm going to hit save, and let's send it to YouTube at this point. At this point, I can actually make it a private, unlisted YouTube posting, or I could make it public. I could even add pictures. Let's do a quick picture of me sitting at the keyboard here, and it'll send that picture along with the music to YouTube. We hit upload. And it'll automatically create transitions in the cloud, and you will be able to then share your audio file with your friends over YouTube. Again, it's converting the MIDI file to audio in the cloud. While it's doing that, let's just look at a couple of other things. Keeps track of my practice time in different months, how long I played, shows me the different things that I recorded. I can create a different profile. My nickname is Knut with a little picture on here, and I can change some other settings. So let's view it on YouTube. At this point I can start playing back. And then that MIDI file was converted to audio. Puts a little title on it with my nickname. There's that wonderful picture I took. Automatically does fade-ins and fades-outs of those pictures. And wonderful way to share your digital creations on YouTube. So that's Piano Diary. Be aware that this needs to be used in conjunction with an IMX1, available at Sweetwater.com, but you can use this IMX1 with any core MIDI compatible app on your iOS device, connecting to any MIDI instrument out there. Enjoy. The last app I'd like to talk about is Visual Performer. Pretty amazing, simple app that when you play notes on a MIDI keyboard, it generates graphics on the screen. It's pretty cool. I went to a piano recital where we connected that to a screen in a movie theater, and the kids really got a kick out of playing while all of these graphics were being generated. Well, what kind of graphics do you generate? Here's one called Sparkle. If I play the notes, so you get different effects if you play softer versus a little harder. And we've got some circles here, sort of like water drops. or starts getting a little crazy when we get into Galaxy. The important thing to recognize is you can change the graphics depending upon how hard or how soft you hit the keys. And then we have one that, I don't know, it sort of reminds me of a player piano roll here. If I play sort of a modern day piano roll, if you play it harder, it goes higher up. If you play it softer, it starts off here. And for you musicians out there, there's also a what I call sort of the John Cage version, which creates some unusual graphics when you just sort of... Well, that's Visual Performer. It comes with a certain number of graphics, and you can purchase additional patterns for some unusual looks. Be aware that you'd still need this IMX1 in order to get the data, like Piano Diary, from the MIDI instrument to the iOS device. If you have any additional questions, be sure you check with the Sweetwater sales engineer. And I really want to thank Mitch Gallagher for giving me the opportunity to tell you about these 3 free Yamaha apps on your iOS update. This is Craig Knudsen. Thanks for your time.